guys, I'm back with another video. I'm so excited. I'm here again. I have not given up on you guys, I promise. So, I started a new job at a call center. So yes, I'm working on the weekdays and I only really have time to make videos. I could do it after work, but usually right after work I just come home, probably take a nap, make some food, meal prep for the next day. But this is not just anything. This is astrology. Like, I could talk about astrology all goddamn day. Like, I'll talk to it about my coworkers, I'll talk to it to my roommates, I'll talk about astrology any day, anytime. Period. Before I get started though, shout out to my partner, my boyfriend, my best friend, Andres. This is his sweater. I'm wearing it today. It looks pretty fire though, right? I like the white. White always makes you look ugh. I did also put it on as a reminder to let you guys know that soon I'm going to be posting a video of how to make vegan pancakes with a special ingredient inside of it, which I'm gonna leave some suspense for until I upload the video. So stay tuned to that, guys. Especially if you're a pancake lover. Like, I love pancakes. Okay, and being vegan, people say you can't indulge in most of the stuff that you used to. No, you can't. True. You'll indulge in better stuff that's good for you on top of it. So it's a plus. You can literally make anything taste like that non-vegan thing that you're not eating, like pancakes. So there's always a way. There's always a way to find. There's always something out there. And nowadays, if you want to make a vegan dish, you could just search it up on YouTube and find exactly how to make it, and it tastes delicious. Delicious. So, stay tuned to that video. I'm gonna post it for sure. And let's get it cracking. Let's get it cracking. Alright. So, I don't know if you guys have heard or not about the 2020 Pluto conjuncting Saturn. Now this is pretty big. This is pretty big, and depending on which house it's taking place for you, you'll be able to identify the energies easier and more efficiently. Now, what does it mean when Saturn and Pluto are right next to each other, are 10 degrees or closer to each other? Because right now, I'm looking at my chart for reference. I have the charts on the outer circle so I can see where each planet is, what sign each planet is in. According to astro.com, Pluto is 21 degrees in Capricorn, and Saturn is 18 degrees in Capricorn. 18, 19, 20, 21. That's 3 degrees. They're literally right next to each other. Now, when I searched this up on Google, it popped up and it said January 12th, Saturn and Pluto conjunction. And then I was just like, well, they're technically right now conjuncting. But it's going to be very, very potent in January 2020 because they're literally going to be on the same exact degree. If you know about astrology, you know that Saturn moves every 2.5 years from each sign. Pluto stays in a sign from like 14 to 30 years. So Saturn isn't as slow as Pluto, but it's slow, right? It's a slow-moving planet. This conjunction is bringing out a lot of structure and a lot of opportunities for structure. Definitely a lot of hard work, a lot of pressure, a lot of seriousness. Now, if you've looked into astrology for quite a while now, you know that the larger, slow-moving planets are representative of large organizations, large corporations. Pluto is power, obsession. Saturn is life lessons. These two planets are like grandparent planets. These two planets are as serious as it can get. Like for real. These, like Pluto and Saturn together, like Saturn calls for a lot of discipline, a lot of hard work. And this transit itself is going to bring just that. It's going to bring something that is going to kind of feel like it's haunting you, like it's following you. And this can be anything from where you work, your goals, like what you want to get done. So let's say you left something in the past, you left something hanging. You didn't pay attention to that. Now it's going to bring that up and it's going to make you pay attention to it. And then it's going to make you regret not paying attention to it if you don't put your attention to it and resolve it. Definitely calling for a lot of stability and structure. Being that these two planets rule larger corporations and businesses, you might just get into a power struggle within your job and where you're working. And this just may mean like it's time for you to go. Your time there has expired. So definitely tune in with your intuition at this time. A conjunction can be either bad or good. We know aspects to be either good or bad. The conjunction is that one and only aspect that really depends on what planets are conjuncting. So in this case, it being Saturn and Pluto, that's not really good news. It's not really good news. I'm gonna be straight up, it's not good news. But hey, bad news works too, man. It is what it is. You might just experience disappointment if you're not willing to change whatever it is that you have to change at this time. It's gonna hit you now hard. So I suggest that you get done what you know you have to get done. Okay? Your responsibilities now are just coming at you, coming for your head. Like the responsibilities at this time are serious. And the good thing about this transit is that if you do focus on those things that you do need to change, those things that you do need to let go of, those things that you need to let transform or die, right? Pluto energy. If you truly focus, this transit is going to reap a lot of awards. A lot of awards. We know Saturn takes its time, but when it comes back around, it comes giving you exactly what you put out. So just be aware of what you're putting your time and attention and focus on. And revise and look over. Again, this can go so many ways for so many different people. I don't want to just generalize it, but I just want to give you guys a definition of what Pluto and Saturn mean, so you can make your own way into your own chart and look at where those planets are in your chart, and that way you have a better, clearer understanding. Be aware of your plans, what you're planning, what you're executing, what you're creating. It's like you're putting a pair of focus glasses onto that one thing that you've been planning for a while and you haven't fully executed. Right now, these two planets are making you take care of your shit. And if you don't, I feel really bad for you. I feel really bad for you because being lost in the midst of this transit, being on the negative side of this transit is not going to benefit you. It's not going to feel good. It's not going to work out. It's not going to feel good. It's not going to feel good. Now, for me personally, this transit is going on in my 9th house, which is, all about higher learning, traveling, education, knowledge, elders, wisdom. It's Sagittarius. So, it's that magical, expanding, spontaneous energy. 9th house is all about your belief system. What you believe in. Like, the set of rules that you live by in your head, your ethics, your morals. Saturn has been transiting my 9th house for about almost 2 years now. It's leaving my 9th house and going into my 10th house. And Pluto is also leaving my 9th house too. So when I was reading into that transit, because I hadn't read into it before, I found out so much that just clicked and synchronized and connected. And basically in the past literally 2 years of my life, I've been questioning exactly that, what I believe. What is it that I live by? What's my meaning of life, of my life? What's my purpose? And not necessarily purpose, more like, how am I going to structure my belief into my own life? How am I going to apply that? And that's honestly all I've been doing these past 2 years. And Saturn and Pluto in my 9th house definitely also brings up experiences in my life that are going to help me in the long run with how I structure my own life and how I apply my belief system in my own life and how I make that a part of my life. And, obviously before 2 years ago, I didn't really know what I believed. I was into astrology, but I still had so many questions. I had so many questions unanswered. And so I went and I looked for the answers. I read, I researched, I watched videos. And slowly but surely everything started to connect. When this started to happen to me, my life was literally starting to change, physically, mentally, emotionally. I was going through a whole tower moment where everything was just falling apart because it wasn't meant to stand anymore. It wasn't meant to be that anymore. Everything was just falling apart, and then it started building itself slowly. Literally about 2 years ago. I would say 1.5 years now that we're in the structuring part of it. And it started to just build itself. Boom. A year. Boom. 1.5 years. Boom. Keep structuring till today. Right? Till today. I've worked at a solar job company. I moved to Florida from New York because I just didn't want to be over there anymore. I had to get away from there because it was just so much going on. And, I just had a whole journey. And the 9th house is also travel, which is the most interesting part. Because I literally traveled for my own belief reasonings, I wanted to leave New York because I wanted to step on unknown territory and I wanted to try something different. I've been in New York all my life. So not all my life. I was born in Puerto Rico and raised in New York, but my mom came to New York when I was like months old. So technically, basically, I was raised all my life in New York. So it's all I knew. So when all this started to crumble and then to get to the point where I am now, it's just like that all took part in that. And that all happened for an exact reason. For the exact reason I'm here today, talking about what I am talking about right now. So that's how my personal transit is going on for me. Like I said, if you want to look into which house this is going on for you, go to astro.com. Scroll all the way to the bottom until you see an extended chart selection tab. Click it, put your info. They have different charts you can choose from too. You can put your Draconic chart, Eastern chart, Western chart, whichever one you want. And then you just show chart, and on the top right corner, you're going to see a little blue tab that's going to say plus transits. You're going to press it and it's going to show you the transits right now outside of your chart with your chart inside, so you can see what is going on and what's affecting what. On an individual level, during this transit, you will have to ask questions, make serious decisions, and evaluate and think thrice before making a decision, and think about what's serving you and what's no longer serving you. For the long run, remember, these are slow-moving planets that affect a generation born during that time that planet was in that sign. With the intensity of Pluto and the ambition of Saturn, you're going to feel this intensity in your personal ambitions and what you want to accomplish, your goals. So the more focus that you put during this time, and the more sure you are of it, the more benefits you will reap from this transit. At this time, we want to achieve something grand, something magnificent. It can actually be to the point of obsession, where you're carelessly moving everything that's in the way out of the way, and sometimes you have to do that. And just make sure that this energy doesn't get to you so much to the point where you're just like just breathing always helps. Breathing always helps. It brings you answers. It gives you space to receive. Okay, so make sure you guys are doing that too. Take a lot of breathing exercises. It really works, guys. It really does work. Drink you some tea with, after, before. Trust me, you're going to feel nice. Don't let Pluto's obsessive nature and domineering thirst for power put you in a black hole, okay? Don't let anybody take advantage of you. There can be situations where there's abuse of power, and like I said, these are two big planets that rule larger corporations and businesses. So, Uncle Tom might just want us to do some next shit before putting chips into our children, which is not gonna fucking happen. But just, you know what I mean? You know where I'm getting at, right? You know where I'm getting at. And not just large corporations and businesses only, because people can have obsessive natures too. And people can try to control you and dominate you. Step back. Let them know what it is. Because this is a good time to let them know what it is. What it really is. And focus, baby. Focus. You got this. You got this. Pluto is black or white. All or nothing. So the feeling of fearing of fearing loss or fearing change can actually motivate you. Because again, this energy is going to affect people in different ways, depending on what wavelength you are in personally with your own personal energy. Now, if you know about astrology and you know that this conjunction is happening already, then you have a better way of moving through it and flowing with it. But if you're just lost in the middle of nowhere and these energies are coming in here and then you're just like, what's going on, man? Just watch this video. Just send people who don't know that Saturn is conjuncting Pluto right now and it's going to be right on the same degree on January. If they don't know this, hey, put them onto my video. Share the video. Comment. Spread awareness. Okay? This is the planets. Everything is where your awareness lies hidden. But it's not. It's not hidden. It's right when you look up. Right when you look up at the sky. It's right there. It's right there. Because these two signs are in Capricorn, some people may fear stability and structure, may fear that they don't know how to plan or execute something. You're going to be guided and directed to either build on already or rebuild your life. This is how hard this is hidden. It's like when a building falls, when a tower falls, and you build a new one. That's rebirth right there. That's transformation. It's like when you mix all the puzzles, and then you put it together. There's a feeling of realization and revelation there, of transformation, of answers, of truths. Since this transit with Pluto and Saturn is happening in the sign of Capricorn, it's gonna play out pretty interestingly, because Saturn rules Capricorn. So the fact that Saturn is in Capricorn means that Saturn is at home right now. So that's good. That's good. Because Saturn knows what to do when it's in Capricorn, right? It's not in a foreign sign where it's like, okay, now I just need to work shit out here. No, Saturn in Capricorn knows what it's doing. Or may I say, has the capacity to know what it's doing. Because not everybody has the drive to get something done. Pluto here looks for a boost in control and power over Capricorn things, which Capricorn things are responsibility, career, business, status, ambition, those kind of things. There's just this need and this drive to get shit done. There's this kind of pushy energy. Like, it's kind of pushy. It's like get it done, go. Like, do it. Saturn in Capricorn at home increases our ability to focus and get things done and build that foundation. Pluto, think of it this way. Pluto is destroying, while Saturn is building. Don't forget that. There's a lot of hard work and renovating going on within our own careers and how our image in the world, because that's the 10th house. The 10th house is all about that. It's the 10th sign. The 10th sign is Capricorn, right? Saturn rules Capricorn. Not just our careers, but our goals, our ambition. And what this is doing is it's helping us, it's giving us that boost for creating our own community where we no longer have to rely on larger corporations and Uncle Tom and money, right? Currency, whatever. Now we're building off cosmic currency. We're not even there. We're not really technically there yet, but we're getting there. Okay, we're getting there. We're building towards that, and this transit is a big part of that. This transit is definitely a big part of that. This transit is triggering strategies that are going to help you reconstruct, since now you're feeling more aware of what's out of place. The decisions that you make now are going to have a large consequence on your future. So let's say you don't know what's going on, you're lost. You don't want to change. You don't want to do shit. You don't want to do shit. You don't want to create. You don't want to ask questions. You don't want to explore. You don't want to research, read, look at information, take in other people's advice. You don't want to do none of that. Guess what? You're keeping those same old patterns that you've had for years, and you're going to keep them going for a longer extended amount of time until these planets touch on another part of your chart that makes you realize these things. But right now, there has to be focus. There has to be focus on whatever you want to execute, on whatever your goal is, on whatever your true gift is. Remember, you could create a business out of any gift. Okay, you got people who do psychic readings, you got people who do tarot readings, you got people who do numerology, you got people who do astrology, you got people who write books, you got everything. You could do anything, everything, even if it's something that's out of the norm. It's still something. You're still working on it. You're still focused. And that's what matters during this transit. Whatever you desire now is going to be magnified. And the energies are going to force you to have to take a look into that. In your own perspective, your own life perspective, your own individual perspective, keeping something that is stopping you, keeping something or someone or some habit that stops you from being your best self, from achieving your desire and achieving your creation and achieving your gift and achieving and planning and executing what it is that you have your attention on right now and your focus, and what it is that drives you every day. Not everybody has the same interest. Not everybody has the same gift. Not everybody has the same perspective. That's why you put your own perspective to use and you create things that have never been created, because guess what? You're one and only. Ain't nobody like you. Ain't nobody like me. Ain't nobody like nobody. Everyone is their individual self. But you see in society now that, I don't know if I would jack that all the way, because, you got a lot of people who want to be like other people, right? You got people who want to be like the Kardashians. And, you do you. You do you. If that's what you really want, you do you. I don't suggest you do that, I don't suggest you look after people who don't have your highest good. For people who are only seeking to control you. For people who are only seeking to suck your soul and energy away from you. No. Nope, not right now. We're not doing that now. That's not what we're focused on right now. We got a bigger path. We got a bigger purpose. We have a way too meaningful journey to be distracted by that. We don't have time for that. We don't. So focus right now, because right now the energies are getting intense. And if you're not ready it's gonna hit you bad. Okay? It's gonna create repeating cycles of the same toxic shit that you have not gotten rid of. So whatever it is that you want to focus on right now, make sure that it's for your highest good and it's benefiting you mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, everything, all above, all of the above. And you'll be good. You'll be good. Trust me. Some of you experiencing the darker side and not even knowing it, not even knowing what's going on, being clueless to what's going on, can feel anxious if you're holding on for something for too long. And you could feel the anxiety of not letting go of that thing that is not serving you, that person, that place, that thing that's not serving you for your better good, for your constructive progress, for your purpose. So let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Let it go. Let it go. And just let it go. That's it. That's all you gotta do. Well, that's the first step. That's the first step. There's gonna be a lot of death. Physically, metaphorically. However you want to think about it. There's going to be a lot of death because we got both Saturn and Pluto, like both the planets are supposed to teach us something and show us something about ourselves that's way deeper than what we even thought, right next to each other. Yeah, don't mess with that. Don't mess with that. We don't want to mess with that for too long. We want to make sure we're doing things right now. Just make sure you're doing things right now. Make sure you're focused on what you're supposed to be focused on right now. And I'm going to end this video here because I don't want to make it any longer. I'm so happy that this is actually becoming a normal thing for me to just create videos and just share the knowledge and share the information with you guys. This is really helping me out a lot, you guys. And I know this is helping out a lot of people who are watching it too. And I really appreciate every single person that watches this video and all of my videos, as I say in every single one of my videos. And without further ado, focus, guys. It's that time. Saturn conjunct Pluto 2020. Are you ready? Because 2020, it's gonna be a year. It's gonna be a year. This is definitely a part of my life purpose and journey to share what I've learned in the years, and I can't be more excited. I cannot be more excited. I'm super excited, super happy, super appreciative, super grateful, and super full of love to extend to you guys. So much love. Thank you guys so much. Hugs. Let me give you a big ass hug from this shit right here. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video.